Welcome back, subscribers, and welcome new viewers to November 2024 General Monthly Reading for Scorpio. Sun, Moon, Rising, North or South nodes of the Moon. And I want to thank each and every one of you who have subscribed, who like and share my videos, because that helps my whole channel to circulate to more and more individuals who are in need of this information just like you. And Scorpio, so I am taping early. Today is October 19th, 18th. October 18th, okay? And I'm taping early, like I just said, because I will not be here the last week of October. So I hope that's all right with all of you, but you're getting it early. Okay, so let's go through the transits. The new moon is going to be on the 1st, and it's going to be in your sign, Scorpio, 9 degrees, 35 minutes. And the transiting sun on the 1st as well, of course, is in your sign, Scorpio, but it's also 9 degrees. So that's a big deal. And Mercury is also in Scorpio on that very same day at 27 degrees. And we do have Uranus is still in Taurus. It is still retrograde, and it's 25 degrees, 54 minutes for all of the month except for the last week, which it retrogrades back to 24 degrees. But what I want to say very quickly about Uranus being in Taurus, it is in opposition to the new moon, the sun in Scorpio, and Mercury in Scorpio. Now, however, it's not close degree with the new moon or the sun, but you will still feel effects of that opposition. Now, however, though, it is close degree with Mercury opposition. So again, that's Mercury and Uranus. So Uranus has to do with quick, unexpected, surprising changes, and Mercury has to do with messages, communication. And so you could receive, or individually Scorpios, or you could be giving unexpected, surprising messages, so giving or receiving, and or in general in the world, we can see information coming out rather unexpectedly. And whatever that information is, it could be very surprising or very shocking, to say the least, which makes complete sense with what's been going on this whole month and several years. But specifically, it's really gotten down to really getting down to brass tacks. September, October, November, now, what we're in now. So the talk, I wanted to say the clock is ticking. Okay, so next is Mars is going to transition from Cancer into Leo on the 5th. And that is going to, especially at the end of the month when it's 5 degrees, it's going to be a close opposition, not opposition, just a second. No, yes, opposition to transiting Pluto. That is going to transition back into Aquarius, 0 degrees. So that's important because Mars is the action planet. It's very passionate. It's very, it's explosive even. So being in Leo is very bold. And so I would not be surprised if there is going to be bold, action-oriented communication during that, truthful communication, because Pluto and Aquarius is all about the truth. So I would not be surprised if some very big, bold expression, communication in general and possibly to use Scorpios, it could be specifically for you as well, individually, because whatever you have in Scorpio, it squares Aquarius Pluto when that goes back into Aquarius, which will be on the 20th of November. Okay, so that's a big deal. The full moon is going to be on the 15th, and it will be in Taurus, 24 degrees, 1 minute. So again, that's going to oppose whatever you have in Scorpio. So you might want to check the degree to see how close that is for both the new moon and the full moon, because that will depend upon how intensely you will be affected personally. Okay, so also with that, the full moon on the 15th, and we're talking, it's not just, the energy doesn't just come on the 15th. We all know, or if you don't know, it comes way before, at least 4 days before. And if you're extra sensitive, then even before that, you can sense these energies. And also after the 15th, at least 4 days before, and it can even be 30 days. It just, again, it depends on us, each one of us individually. But that energy of the full moon in 24 degrees Taurus is less than 1 degree in conjunction to Uranus in Taurus. So again, there you go. We're talking about unexpected changes. And what I was just getting, why I paused there for a second, is because I was thinking about Taurus and what is the energy of Taurus. The energy of Taurus has to do with values, has to do with what we value individually and as a community, as a world. And so this surprising, unexpected information or change is coming around this full moon, will have everything to do with how we view ourselves, how we view the world, what we value, what we are choosing to discontinue valuing, or what we thought was valuable and is not valuable. All of those types of things. So again, expect the unexpected. And around the full moon, and yes, absolutely. Okay. So let's go on to, we still have, Saturn is still in Pisces. It will go direct on the 15th. So it will begin the month at 12 degrees. And no, excuse me. On the, let me start over. Saturn's in Pisces. It goes direct on the 15th. And it will be, when it goes direct on the 15th, it will be 12 degrees, 41 minutes. Okay, then we also still have Neptune in Pisces. It is still retrograde. It will be 27 degrees all month long. I already spoke about Pluto, but however, I want to say Pluto, the first, from the 1st through the 19th, it's still going to be the last little bit here of being in Capricorn, which it is, again, if I haven't, I know I said it last month, I will say it again. When any planet is in its very last stages before it transitions out of that sign, it is the most intense. So we now, even in October, like I said in the October reading, if you haven't taken a look at that and you'd like to, you go right ahead. But I said that same thing because we are, and September too. So it's been September, October, and this first half of November is very extremely intense. And what I just realized before I did this video is that transiting Chiron, which I've been saying too, is still in Aries, and it's 20 degrees all month long. It was, I believe, 26 degrees last month. But this month, it is on the United States natal wheel, which I did from July 4th 1776, that's the parameters I used, came up with also having Chiron in Aries at 20 degrees. So what that means to me, and having Pluto squaring at 29 degrees, even though it's 29 degrees, it's not a close square. It is still a square. And when we're talking Chiron, Chiron has to do with traumas, past traumas that we were going to experience. And so as the United States, all of us in the United States and all of us who were living, born and died ever since from July 4th, 1776, have also experienced the general energy of Chiron and Aries, meaning the Chiron in Aries is a very primordial injury, and that makes total sense here, because at the beginning, the United States, when the United States, or if you want to say United States Corporation, which is actually more correct, United States Corporation, because it was business people who made it a corporation in 1776. I am not positive it was actually a corporation in 1776, so I won't say that. But I do know now it is definitely a corporation. But I wouldn't be surprised if it actually began. It was created in 1776 in some way, business-wise. But anyway, I'm not positive about that one. But now it absolutely is. But what I wanted to say about that is that means that was in 1776 was the inception or the conception of that, when that Chiron took place. When it began, that trauma began for everyone in that United States, and it is still been happening. And so now it being conjunct, transiting, Chiron being conjunct to the United States natal Chiron is a huge, huge deal. And so that's part of what's coming out and being exposed, so that, and being healed, hopefully. I can't say that it's actually, first the information, the truth has to come out about how each one of us individually have been injured. Again, born in the United States, and it spans out to the whole world. But specifically, Chiron is in Aries in the United States' natal wheel. Anyway, so, okay, that's a big deal. So, and hopefully my intention is to make a quick video talking specifically about that in more detail. So stay tuned for that. A north node is still in Aries, 6 degrees, and then by the end of the month, 4 degrees. Okay, I know that was long. I'm not going to apologize, because a lot is going on, Scorpio, and you know that because you're right there in the middle of it, personally experiencing it, or you have in the recent past, if it's not closely intense right now for you. Okay, so let's see what energies are helping you right now. That's okay. Surrendering is that's your safety. That's your protection. Is just surrender to whatever's going on. This is number 39. Surrendering, I just got, is going to assist you in healing. Green. Healing your heart, being able to have your heart open so you can see something, feel something that you haven't felt before, release something, an emotion that's been stuck. That's what I'm getting to. That's a big deal, Scorpio. Especially for Scorpio, because Scorpio, you are awesome. You feel intensely. Every single feeling you have is a very intense, and it hits you at the root, the core of your being. So this is a huge deal for you when you are able, and specifically this month, um, for the group of you that I'm picking up on, is all about surrendering those hidden emotions, those emotions, intense emotions that you've hung on to, uh, because they're all debilitating. Well, of course, I'm talking the negative emotions, or what we call as, um, sad, angry. You know what I'm talking about, I hope. So, but yes, so that is a huge deal. So there's a big, oh, I just got purging going on. Well, that makes sense, Scorpio, for you this month, in your birthday month. Okay, what else? Forgiveness. The energy of forgiveness strengthens our capacity to let go of unwanted feelings and emotions. What was I just talking about? So, and forgiveness is, it's not in the same sense that we might, you know, that has been taught to us, forgive someone who wronged you or whatever. Well, okay, now, and I'm not making fun, but that same forgiveness, we have to be careful, because if it's not seen, what does forgive, let me go this route. Forgive, what does that truly mean? Well, you look it up, and when you break down that word forgive, so for means before, give, so you, before anything's ever happened to you, you forgive. So that's quite different than what we've been taught in general through religion, and so on and so forth. All, different religions, not just one. So, and I'm not trying to trigger anyone, but that is the truth. So, because the way, what I don't like is how forgiveness has been used. And I'm not saying everyone, and I'm not saying you, but someone needs to hear this, or I wouldn't be saying this. So, forgiveness, in to me, in when it's being misused, is when it is you're putting, or the person that is forgiving someone else is putting themselves above that other person, and that's a judgment. That's judging another person, when really, there's no judging there. We should not be judging anyone. And if you knew your natal wheel and you knew theirs, there would be no judgment. There would be no reason to forgive, because whatever experiences you've had, or any of us have had in our lives, it's all in our natal wheel. We were going to experience those things, and it's for our, hopefully, so that we can grow and open ourselves up to be our most powerful selves. That's what all these experiences, these, especially the heartbreaking, the most traumatic ones, are. So again, okay, I'll stop. I feel like preaching. Okay, so there I go. But I had to say that. When it comes into my head, someone needs to hear that. And so again, it's not all of you. You will know who you are. And again, I'm no intention of belittling or anything like that. Okay, so, but surrendering, yes, that's very important. And I'm also getting, forgiving yourself for whatever yeah, whatever you felt guilty for, and maybe that's part of what you're letting go of for some of you. Just your specific guilt or different situations that didn't go the way that you would have, intended and originally would have desired, is what I'm getting as well. Okay, so let's see what else is happening. I'm just getting being in a state of just general forgiveness. Okay, I see. Okay, just a second. I need to say this as well, because just a general, when I mean general, I mean because a lot is coming out, truths are coming out, and a lot still hasn't come out. But when they come out, all of us, um, to be in that non-judgmental um, state of not, and I'm not meaning disregard whatever horrific things that have happened that in general could be coming out for the general population. So not to ignore that, but also not to get caught up in the emotion, the negative emotion, and spewing of those negative emotion that makes things worse. So anyway, I, I guess I might not be explaining that well. So I guess whoever was meant to hear that will understand what I'm saying, I hope. But that's just a general too, because there's so much going to be coming out, and so much is coming out, and it's controversial, and it's very horrific, some of it, and so it's going to take a lot of positive, unconditionally loving vibes or energy around those situations, and to not go off the deep end in the negative way and make things worse, because we want those things cleared up. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. New world, because a new world is coming, and we want the new world to be birthed. So also, so yeah, and see, Scorpios, I guess the reason why it's coming out, that I'm feeling like it's coming out with you, is because you are attuned, deeply attuned, as I said before, to intense emotions. And so you, all of you Scorpios, can be a tremendous, and you are a tremendous assistance, and and I'm sure you're going to continue and to be a tremendous assistance with, to assist the world in coming into the new world, so that we can let go of all of this negativity that has to come out, because it has to be exposed, so that everyone, the general population, can know about it first and foremost. But then we must, as quickly as possible, put that behind us and not dwell or on that, or as least or as little as possible, because the more energy that puts in that negative way to the negative happenings, which there's going to be some, there's no way they can't, because you have to express that, and you have to, I do understand that, but it's just, you're at the forefront, Scorpio, is what I'm seeing. You are at the forefront because you feel so intensely already. So you have the ability, and you also, even because you already feel intensely, and you know this because this is who you are, you you have basically, and you're all at different degrees. I'm not going to say that you're all have mastered what I'm going to say here in a moment, but you are ahead of the game just being a Scorpio. Okay, so what I am saying is about being able to take control in a positive way of those intense emotions so that they don't go out of control, and so that you can balance them and actually transform them into a positive healing energy. So that's what I am seeing. That is your biggest gift, and that is what I see, and why I was being called to go so intensely and long on this forgiveness and surrendering, because that's what a lot of you are. You've either finished this or you are in that surrendering of your personal stuff so that you can come in alignment and be of greater assistance um, uh, to the world with what is coming out and what's happening now, and as we move forward, as these repressed things come out, so that again, you are helping us, helping all of us, and we need all of you Scorpios to put your positive energy and power into this new world and what we desire to create. But again, you first, if you don't already know this, have to find out personally what is blocking you or in your subconscious. And so that you can clear that, so that you can have all of your power going in the correct conscious direction that you desire. And so that's what I see is happening. And you are continuing to do that. And if you don't already know, because astrologically to me, I haven't found any other way but through astrology and one's personal natal wheel to find what's the program is that we all carry from birth, about what's subconsciously programmed in our subconscious that is a blockage for all of us. Individually, it's all different. And so if you don't know what yours is, you might want to find out, and it's called your south node of the moon. Okay, and next is sunset. Sunset. What about sunset? Well, all that's coming to me right now with sunset, it's number 7. And that could be a sign, a special number for some of you. Number 7, you could have your life path number be number 7. You don't have to though. But what I'm getting is with sunset, because sunset is when the sun is going down. And so something is completing, something's playing out, or something is just ended and has already played out for you, and you're going to be able to rest and recuperate. Oh, and I'm just getting from this long, hard journey that you've been on. And see, look at this, the water. Well, you might not be able to see this, but this is all water. And she's just sitting here, and water is just flowing. And again, she's just surrendering. She's just letting her emotions flow and go and release, so that she has already done this, so that she now is peaceful inside. She's peaceful and calm, and she can go with the flow now. And so nothing is going to rile her. Nothing is going to make her act out of character, because she has dug in deep into herself, her subconscious programming, her unconscious programming, unblocked herself. And this doesn't matter if it's you're male, that's okay. Then I'm just saying her because of the picture is a female. But males, females, it doesn't matter your gender. This is what's happening, or what I'm feeling like is a lot of you. This is it's happening now. Some of you could have already absolutely completed something, absolutely, and so you're already at this peaceful state. And I'm just also, she's inside the cave still. So a lot of you could have been knowingly or unknowingly, isolated yourself for a time. And what I'm seeing with her now is, see, she's right at the open doorway of the cave. And so she's feeling the sun, the sunset on her skin. She's able to see the water, and she's about ready to not be isolated anymore. And you have information to share, or you will have, if you don't already know what that is. Actually, I'm going to put these right here. I know I'm getting a lot from these 4 cards. So let me see here. I'm going to get, I know this is a really, well, all of my monthlies are original. They're custom. So yours is no different, especially now this month for you, Scorpio. Not many cards was necessary to get to the information that was necessary for you to hear. But I'm going to get one more card to see how you're being assisted. How you're being assisted energetically from the other side. Lemurian seed codes. Embracing sensitivity. So some of you are definitely opening up. Again, maybe some of you have closed off, which is very easy to do. Closed off your emotional sensitivity, but now you've been opening up, and now you're embracing that, and you are allowing you to feel whatever, just like she can. She's feeling whatever is happening. She's okay. And she knows that she's good, no matter what feelings are coming her way, whatever she feels, because she's feeling. You can't feel the positive until you open up. And yes, opening up when we close, of course we close, all of us sensitives, we close because we don't want to feel pain. And so we don't realize, but that closes us off to feeling the good stuff too. And so I believe that is exactly what you have been working through, because you want to feel the good stuff. You've dealt with the bad, you've dealt with the traumatic situations, traumatic experiences, traumatic feelings, and now you're ready for the good stuff. Your uniqueness is also shining, or it's beginning to shine this month of November. Yeah, living with grace. Again, this is the Lemurian light codes. I'm being called to read from the book just to see what, and maybe some of you relate to, you had a past life in Lemuria. For some of you, maybe some of you don't know that, and you've never heard Lemuria, and you might want to look that up if that sounds right to you. Okay, 103. Lemuria was a civilization that was in the middle of the Pacific Ocean in ancient times. The inhabitants of this sacred land lived in complete harmony with nature and had a connection with every living being, similar to the movie Avatar. Their inner vision was fully activated to the point where it is thought that their pineal gland was fully developed, and they could see for hundreds of miles in every direction in a similar way to the sonar of dolphins and whales. The majority operated from their heart space, honoring one another in nature so much that when their civilization came to an end through a cataclysmic event, most of them ascended. It is said that these highly attuned beings knew that their civilization would end and decided to send healing waves into another part of the world for future civilizations to benefit from. They telepathically channeled their frequencies into a thought form that would become crystals that would be found thousands, possibly millions of years later. These Lemurian seeds are a type of quartz crystal mostly found in Brazil and Colombia. And I am getting, not all of you, it could be a specific person or just a few of you, some of you, you have a Lemurian crystal. So I'm getting chills. What I'm being told is if that's not close to you now, whenever you're listening to this, and if you're listening to this in October now through the end of November, you keep that Lemurian crystal close to you. And I'm even getting, if this sounds right to you, to put it under your pillow at night. They are powerful crystals with striations similar to barcodes engraved on their faces. They have a feminine, receptive energy that is said to help us step into a more feminine way of being in order to help the evolution of species. Okay, so feminine meaning males doesn't mean you're going to turn into a female. No. The feminine energy is the ability to receive, to be open, to have your heart open, and you be able to receive whatever messages that are necessary, whatever energies, information, feelings. So that's what's meant. So and especially if you're having a hard time surrendering, I'm getting, you might want to, if it sounds right to you, get one of these crystals possibly. Okay, so your message, okay, you are a highly sensitive being. You might feel that this is a curse, but this card is here to let you know that it is a gift. Absolutely, it is a gift. I'm seconding that. I had to find that out for myself. It indicates that you have spent lifetimes upon lifetimes living with a giant shield up to stop the world seeing the real you. But you are a highly unique soul with incredible gifts that are worth sharing. Through embracing your uniqueness, you can help many others embrace their own. Absolutely, that's what I was talking about. This lifetime is a more graceful existence with less defense and more trust. It's not about protecting yourself, but stepping into the space, oh my gosh, of surrender. It says it right here. Stepping into the space of surrender and revealing your true self. Oh my goodness, Scorpio. Wow. Okay, that's pretty amazing. That's pretty amazing. Well, there you just heard it. That couldn't be more perfect. Wow. It even blows my mind. Okay, so I'm going to end there, Scorpio, and I hope this was helpful. And I want to thank you for allowing me to do this November reading for you. Until next time.